Being an avid bike rider in the Tallahassee community, I use my bike to get everywhere. I use it to get to and from campus, I use it to hang out with friends, and I use it to just go to places I enjoy. The Tallahassee community has 3 large and major colleges: FSU, FAMU, and TCC. And I know all of those colleges contain bike riders that bike to commute and bike for leisure, similar to what I do. Before I begin each ride, I find myself asking a lot of questions that I often don't know the answers to. Where am I even going? How am I getting there? What's the elevation for the route I'm taking? And what are the rules I need to follow when I'm riding? Keeping this in mind, the philosophy I created for this project was routes and rules for riders. I really wanted to provide the bike riders of Tallahassee with cool destinations, maps, routes, and information on bikers' rights that they need to be aware of when they're biking. So why did I do this? Why did I create all these maps? Why did I take all these pictures? And why did I research information on bikers' rights? Well, first and foremost, I knew I wanted to do a project that benefited myself, as well as the Tallahassee community at large. I wanted to do something that would reach a wide variety of audiences. This project not only reaches the bikers of Tallahassee, but also the Tallahassee community at large. Number 2, safety. In order for us as bikers to be safe on the road, we need to be aware of all of the bikers' rights. I myself am at fault for this, and this project has helped me inform myself of bikers' rights, and I'm hoping it has done similar things to my followers. Additionally, bikers being safe also promotes safer drivers and a safer Tallahassee community. If we're not being safe bike riders, how do we expect for the drivers to respect us when we are sharing the road? I also wanted to create a cool project that showed maps and pictures for cool destinations in the Tallahassee area. My first year in Tallahassee, I biked, but I only really used biking as a form of commuting and maybe going to places once in a while. Once I started to discover all of the cool destinations in Tallahassee that I had no idea existed, I realized biking was a great way to not only get exercise and commute, but also to really enjoy myself. And this is what I wanted to share with the bike riders of Tallahassee, because there's so many areas that not a lot of bikers know about. Getting started. So my initial steps were to create a social media page, which I wanted to use to represent all of this information. These are just some of the maps I have created, as well as an elevation map, which shows an elevation chart of one of my rides. So I created the Twitter, hadn't gained any followers yet, and I was planning to use this during the second half of my project to display all of the information I collected. I then began going on bike rides and collecting that information and taking photos to eventually display on the social networking site. I went to cool parks, gardens, and places on campus. These are just some of those pictures I was just talking about. These are parks in Tallahassee, gardens, lakes. This is a cool place and home that I ended up posting about just because I liked it so much. And this is one of the locations on campus, Westcott Fountain. The switch. So when it came time for me to begin posting this information on the social networking site, I ran into some issues, and this was one of the major, not problems, but hurdles I had to get over in my 20-time project. I realized when I initially posted on Twitter, it had a 250 character limit. Character in terms of each individual word, letter, not word. So I could get in 2 to 3 sentences per post, but that wasn't enough for me to really explain the beautiful descriptions I wanted to make about the places I was visiting. So I decided to go from Twitter to Facebook. Facebook not only enabled me to begin posting about the locations more descriptively, but I also had more friends and connections on Facebook to make my post better and gain a more significant amount of followers. Progress and plans for the future. So here I've shared with you some of the pictures of my 20-time project thus far. This is what you see when you click on the page. I've shown you this picture of Westcott Fountain. Here's a picture of Cascades Park in Tallahassee. And here's some simple postings I've done so far. I've done more, but these are just some of my favorites. This one's on bikers' rights. I found a cool website I enjoyed. This one's about Cascade Parks. Now when I post a location, I make sure to put pictures as well as a corresponding map I have created for a potential route you can take. Now I don't expect all of the bikers to take this route, but this is just the route I enjoy. I like passing certain things, so I thought it might give them an idea of a cool place to go. I also additionally post an informational website, if it provides that, as well as the distance from FSU campus. Now, I know some of my followers may be from FAMU or TCC, but I've recognized that a majority of my followers do go to FSU. So yeah, these are just some example postings, and I always make sure to kind of put my personal reflections, because I'm hoping the site will eventually grow and we can all share our personal reflections about biking. So my plans for the future, I do plan to continue this site. I don't think I'll post every day, but I will try to post every week or so, and I hope other users will do the same. I hope you have enjoyed this 20-time video. Happy biking!